Cha. One minute. Tumi Sarveshwareshwara Brajendra Kumara. Tumi Sarveshwareshwara Brajendra Kumara. Okay. Tumi Sarveshwareshwara Brajendra Kumar. तुम्हारी इच्छा विश्व तुम्हारा इच्छा विश्व सृजेन संहारा तुमी सर्वेश्वरेश्वर ब्रजेंद्र कुमार तव इच्छा मातो ब्रह्मा पुरेण सृजना तव इच्छा मातो विष्णु पुरेण पादान तव इच्छा माते शिवा परेण संहार तव इच्छा माते मासृजे कारागार तव इच्छा माते जीवेर्जनम मरण समृद्धि पट्टे रूप सुख संगठन पीछे माया बद्ध जीवा पाशे पीरे तव इच्छा बिना किच्छु पूरिते न पारे तुमी तरककार पालक हमारा तुम्हारा चरण बिना आशा नहीं आरा। निज बल चेष्टा प्रति बरस छड़िया তোমার ইচ্ছায় আছি নির্ভর করিয়া ভক্তি বিনোদতি বিনা কিঞ্চন তোমার ইচ্ছায় তার জীবন মরণ. So each one of you can read one translation, one by one. I think 11 of you are there, 12 of you are there.
O youthful son of King of Raja, you are Lord of all the lords. According to your will, creation and destruction takes place in the universe.
Okay, next.
According to your will, Lord Brahma creates, and according to your will, Lord Vishnu maintains.
Next.
According to your will, Lord Shiva destroys, and according to your will, Maya constructs the prison house of this world.
According to your will, the living beings take birth and die, and according to your will, they live prosperity and ruin, happiness and sorrow.
Next.
The tiny soul bound up by Maya vainly struggles in the fetters of worldly desire. Without your sanction, he is unable to do anything.
Okay, next, sixth one.
You are my only protector and maintainer. Except for your lotus feet, there is no other hope for me.
No longer confident of my own strength and endeavor, I have become solely dependent on your will.
Bhaktivedanta is most poor, and his pride has been leveled. Now, in accordance with your will, he lives and dies.
Okay. So this is a song by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur that Lord Krishna, the son, is the king of Raja, and he's telling you are the Lord of all lords. According to will, creation, destruction takes place. destroys. According to your will, Brahma creates, and according to your will, Lord Vishnu maintains. So we're going to see something in this third part of Srimad Bhagavad Gita about this first and two, one and two. According to your will, Lord Shiva destroys, and according to your will, Maya constructs the prison house of this world. Although, actually, this whole song is very applicable for this third part of Bhagavad Gita. So, stop sharing. What I want from all of you is, I want all videos to be on. So, how many students are there in this? 14 or more? There is no.
Prabhuji, 20 to 25 are there, but
Okay.
nearby 22 teacher.
I think Abdul was the primary teacher for this. But when I was a primary teacher for the previous batch or senior batch at BVRV and Vamshadan Pro, Radhesham Pro, told me clearly, those who are having videos on, they will be having present. Those videos are off, they'll be absent. And if they are absent, they will not be able to write the exams. 75% minimum with videos on. Okay. And if there is some hierarchy in the attendance, they just prove I'll not allow you to write the exam. Just a joke. Okay. So why? Because this Bhakti Shastri initially in 2004, 2005, when started first time in Kunji Behari temple for the senior batch of Sundar Shamprus, and all those batches ran with Prabhu. Purna Pradnya Maharaj used to come and he used to take it. That time he was Purna Chandra Prabhu. He used to take physically. And later on till 2019, 17, when our Bhakti Shastri happened in 2013, that time we used to stop physically. We used to have camps in Saswad, in Rajgarh, in NVCC. But then COVID time when it started, first batch when I started taking, okay, it started online in 2021 for your senior batch. I think their NO is just remaining. That will get over in just 1 month. So this Bhakti Shastri is a certified course, and those who are really very we understand the importance of this, then we should take part in this. Just because someone is telling us, or counselor is telling us, oh, kar lo, acha hai. No, there should be hunger for the knowledge, for the study. So still I see, this Abhijit Prabhu, Sanket Prabhu, Rohan Prabhu, and Sanket, Rohan Shinde, still their videos are off. It's like that. First, how many sections are over till now? First, Bhagavata part 1, part 2 is over.
2 are.
Its videos are off for all, it's how it is.
Prabhuji, sometimes that devotees they go early for job and all that.
Okay, then what we can do? We can add me to your WhatsApp group.
Yes, Prabhuji, they personally message me what the reason for not owning that.
Yes. So you should know that. Otherwise, if they're sitting in the class anywhere, their studio should be. Okay. Just we're just setting, setting the standards of Bhakti Shastri online classroom. Then what happens? Kalena Mahata Yoganashta Parantapa. If time to come, everything goes down. Fine. So let's start our Bhagavad Gita.
Prabhuji,
Huh?
I'll introduce to
You
you.
want to introduce me? Okay. I think it's already 7:15.
Prabhuji, 1 minute only.
Um,
So, Prabhuji is in Krishna Consciousness since 2004 when Prabhuji was pursuing his engineering in aerospace from Chennai. And Prabhuji has also worked in various companies like Renault, Nissan, W.S. Atkins, etc. And Prabhuji has been instrumental in starting centers at SRM Chennai, RVC Bangalore, NIT Trichy, and NIT Warangal. And Prabhuji has organized various Bhagavad Gita contests for various children across various states like Maharashtra, Gujarat, Karnataka. And Prabhuji has joined us full time in 2012. And Prabhuji is currently preaching in NIT Warangal.
okay.
Thank you.
We'll just start with this section. I'm pulling out my notes. So apart from this, I've been part of BVRV, Pune. Mercifully, our devotees have allowed me to teach since 2017. Since then, I take it as an opportunity to learn every time I teach, because if I have to give 1 hour class, I have to study for 2 hours. So therefore, I take it as an opportunity to learn with all of you. So it's not that I'm teaching all of you, I'm also learning with all of you. Okay, so this is chapter 13, nature, the enjoyer, and consciousness. So before this, we'll just have our prayers. Om Adnyanatimirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupak Kadamayyam Dadati Sutpadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Patikamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanitam Tam Sajeevam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Namane Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshtani नमो महावदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामिने गौरत्से नमः हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमः जय श्री श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. So we are starting with this section. So this topic, we are into the third part of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, and the name of the chapter is the nature, the enjoyer, and the consciousness. So the name chapter itself tells us what we are going to discuss in this. The nature is, what is the meaning of nature according to all of you? What comes to your mind when you hear about nature?
Creation, like universe, everything which is there.
Okay, creation of the universe, fine. What else? Generally, simple terms. I don't want very. I'm not into creation. Just simple thing. What is the nature in Sanskrit?
स्वभाव स्वभाव
That swabhav is that one nature is okay, one's nature in terms of one's identity, but nature in terms of creation.
मटेरियल नेचर ब्रो जी
Material nature, Prakriti. Correct. Nature means Prakriti. So this nature first is Prakriti. And the enjoyer. So what comes to your mind when you hear enjoyer?
सुप्रीम लॉर्ड इज द एंजॉयर एंड जीवा इज माइन्यूट एंजॉयर
Karun Dwarkadish Prabhu, I think he's initiated a day for yesterday. Huh? So he's telling that Supreme Lord is enjoyer, and who else is enjoyer?
मींस जीवा इज इमिटेटिंग द सुप्रीम लॉर्ड ट्राइंग टू एंजॉय
That's there. But both of them are enjoyers in the material world.
यस
Imitation.
यस यस
Jiva, Jivatma and the Supreme Lord. Good. Ishvara and Jiva. And consciousness. What about consciousness? It's not very difficult. It's simple.
Soul, Guruji,
It's a combination of mind, intelligence, and ego.
Yeah, consciousness, that is how it is reflected in the body. But it's basically soul. Soul is perceiving. The soul being present in the body, it has a subtle body and it is experiencing the consciousness. Alkeshpo. Fine. So basically, we are going to deal with these three things here. One is Prakriti, second is Purusha, and third is Chetana. Basically, Arjuna is going to ask six questions. So before we start, what are the six questions? We'll just someone can read this one by one. I think we have Alkeshpu. Can you read this beginning one who understands this one?
One who understands the difference between the body, the soul, and the super soul. Beyond them, both attain liberation from this material world.
Yeah. So basically, one who understands the difference between body. Body is matter. The soul is a jiva. The super soul is Ishvara. And beyond them. So super soul is beyond them. And them both. So this is the right understanding. So we also see in the first part of the Bhagavad Gita, Janma karma cha me divyam evam yu vyatitvata tektva deham punarjanma naiti mameti so Arjuna. So the position of Lord Ishvara or Parameshwara or Paramatma or Bhagavan, a separate identity. And presently in the material world, especially this section, because of Jnana section, he is highlighted in the 13th chapter as a super soul, as a Paramatma, superknower. So he is the controller of both soul and the body. Like most of us have come from the voice background of our sessions, and we have covered Discover Yourself and then Sankalpa, then Spurti. In Spurti, there is a section called as Rekindling Wisdom, correct? So that is coming from this chapter. I'll speak about that once the question. Let's allow Arjuna to ask the question. Okay? Somebody else can read this Surrender unto me section. Ishwar Prabhu, can you read? Ishwar Shalke Prabhu.
Surrender unto me. In the
Yes.
first 6 chapters of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna discussed how karma, action on the platform of knowledge, leads to bhakti. In the second 6 chapters, Krishna spoke directly of himself and the glories of devotional service. In the third 6 chapters, beginning with chapter 13, Krishna discusses how jnana leads to bhakti.
Yeah. So basically, example is given by Chakravarti Pad in the beginning of Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. When I speak of Chakravarti Pad, it's Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. He gives the analogy of a box. When you give in a gift, generally when kings is to visit any big functions, swayambars, marriages, or any name giving ceremony, they used to carry a gift. The gift used to consisting of a very nice box. And that box was not plastic box or some polythene box or some gift wrapping paper, but it was basically consisting of a jeweled box. The bottom of the box is to be made of silver. The top of the box is to be made of gold. In the middle portion of the box, which is to be carried, was jewel of diamond. Different diamonds. The most auspicious diamonds, which are very costly. The small one. Again, there's a big history of many stories where one diamond was given to, instead of that diamond, something else was given, and the whole kingdom was removed, which comes in the Prabhupada Maharaj section in Ramayana. So, this whole Bhagavad Gita has three parts: the silver, the golden, and the diamond jewel. I think already you finished 12 chapters. So, somebody can explain what is this three sections of Bhagavad Gita, which is silver part, which is the golden part, and which is the diamond part.
The Karma Yoga is the silver part, the Jnana Yoga is the golden, and the Bhakti Yoga is the diamond.
So already somebody has covered some. I think first section was taken by Amshu Prabhu, right? Who
No,
took
Guruji,
the
Kadam Kanan Prabhu.
first 6 chapters?
Yes.
I think that is the silver part, the karma. So what is that first 6 chapters? How karma action in the platform of knowledge leads to bhakti. Although it is silver, doesn't mean that silver is useless. At our condition, we are just in a plastic world. So even if we get silver, even if you are able to offer our karma as offering to Lord Krishna, we are going to get purified. Generally, when we hear very lofty subject matter, the nature of the mind is to think is that, okay, the first section of Bhagavad Gita is useless. But we are part of this world. We are living in this world. All of us are studying, are working, and using the money, and we are trying to save it. Some of us may become grahasthas, some of us may become brahmacharis. Both that grahas and brahmachari is also on the level of its bodily identification. So it's a silver part. Using doubling our karma and Krishna's action in service. So it should not be seen as something very inferior. It is same. It has its utility. For somebody who's living in a very use and throw world with plastic, silver is also very vital. 1 kg silver is almost like 1.2, 1.3 lakh now. So second, The golden part, as he told, in the second 6 chapters, Krishna spoke directly of himself and the glories of devotional service. So once we can practice the silver thing, once we get accustomed to getting silver, then we don't, when we look at plastic and when we see at use and throw things, we think, "Arey, I have a silver plate at my house. I eat lunch in silver plate." Then we want to upgrade ourselves to the which part? To the golden one. Because once we start using karma and Krishna service, then we also need to have jnana. Okay, I like this prasad, therefore I'm offering it. I'm earning salary of 1 lakh, 1.2 lakh, but I'm offering it as a easy of some 5%, might be some 5,000, 10,000, that's fine. But much more than that, we have to upgrade that knowledge. Why I should offer it? Because this money, or because of this, we are staying in this material world. If we don't engage us in Krishna's service, it is going to degrade us. So then we discriminate what is Maya, what is Krishna. And when we practice what is favorable to our Krishna consciousness, what is not favorable to our Krishna consciousness. So there comes the golden part. Then we upgrade ourselves from the silver to the golden plate. So that knowledge comes into the picture. Many times, bhakti has not yet started. We are just struggling with our mind and senses to control the senses. Chanting is going on, yes. Reading is going on, yes. It's a Vaidhi sadhana bhakti, practicing bhakti with impure mind and senses. But to rise above the materialistic attraction also needs some knowledge. That is the third part of Bhagavad Gita. Beginning with chapter 13, discusses how jnana leads to bhakti. So controlling senses, or trying to see what is Maya, what is Krishna, that may not be directly bhakti, but that is like upgrading from silver plate to golden plate, by which we can be focused on Krishna without any other attachment. Then we come to the diamond. That is what? The second six chapters, which Krishna spoke about himself and the glories of devotional service. Then we can chant, then we can do Navida Bhakti Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakyam, Atmanivedanam, Iti, Pumsarpita Vishnu, Bhaktischena Valakshana, under the guidance of the Guru. So all three are very, very important at our stage, because we are still in the bodily conception of life. At every moment, somehow, material nature is so powerful, it bypasses all our security system and hijacks our, it puts in us the virus of all anarthas. And immediately we may do Bhakti Shastri, we may study all these things, but suddenly when time comes, when the climax comes, we succumb to Maya. So it's not just one time, once you overcome Maya, it's like done forever. It's like cycling. When you go on the top of the mountain, the knowledge of karma, first 6 chapters, the knowledge of jnana, the third chapter, the third 6 chapters, and the knowledge of bhakti, all three has to be combinedly practiced. Then one can slowly, slowly, slowly. It's a everyday battle. It has to be taken in sportive spirit. So therefore, this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita is very, very vital for us to stay tuned in Krishna's channel, stay tuned in practicing our bhakti. So Arjuna begins chapter 13 by asking about 6 topics. Can somebody else can read this?
Arjuna requests knowledge about Prakriti, nature, Purusha, the enjoyer, Kshetra, the field of activities, Kshetrajna, the knower of the field of activities, Jnanam, knowledge, and Jnanam, the object of knowledge. Krishna immediately begins to address Arjuna's third topic by identifying the body as the field, Kshetra. He also deals with the fourth topic by saying that the soul is the knower of the field, Kshetra.
Basically, 6 questions are asked. The whole this 13 chapter consists of the 6 questions, 6 subjects: Prakriti, nature; Purusha, the enjoyer; Kshetra, it's a Khet. Kshetra, from this word, Hindi word comes Khet, Kheti, Kshetra, Kheti, Kshetrajna, the owner of the Kheti, Kisan, and then the Nanam, knowledge, and Nayam, the object of the knowledge. And immediately in the second verse, Krishna is going to answer about what? Kshetra, the field of activity. And Kshetrajna. So the third and fourth. Okay. So we'll just stop it here. We'll pull out another notes. So that was the notes I had made for a congregation devotees when I gave in 2021 for Hyderabad group. So then all of you are voice devotees, so I thought let us discuss a little more of commentaries and knowledge. Okay, this is a shloka. Arjuna Uvacha Prakritim Purusham Chaiva Kshetram Kshetrajnam Evacha Etad Vyaditum Ichchami Jnanam Gyeyam Cha Keshava. So this is Arjuna is asking this. So in answer, Shri Bhagavan Ivacha Idam Shariram Kaunteya Kshetram Iti Abhidyate Etad Yo Vetti Tam Prahu Kshetragya Iti Tadvida. So Arjuna is asking, Prakritim Purusha Chaiva Cha Eva. Again, with all these words, Cha, Eva, Cha, whatever is coming, Bhaktivedanta Bhushan Chakravarti has written a lot of. It is not just some word, it is indicating something. It's a very technical, matlab, tattva wise, it carries a very heavy weight. We'll discuss that. So, Prakritim, nature, Purusham, enjoyer, either it is soul or super soul. That will come in the 15, 16, 17, after 16th. This is going to come after 13th verse. Prakriti and Purusha discussion will come from 13th verse to 27th verse. That is third section, just before conclusion of this chapter. So Kshetram Kshetrajna, this will go from first verse till 7th verse. Kshetra Kshetrajna. Evacha. Etad Veditum Ichchami. I want to know this. Jnanam Neyam Cha Keshava. Jnanam will go from 8 to 12 and Gyam will go from I think 13 to 17. And from 17 onwards, Prakritim Purusha, the conclusion. So it has basically 4 or 5 parts, this chapter, the division of this chapter. So now Lord Krishna starts with what? Idam Shariram Kaunteya. Idam we know very clearly. This body is standing in front of Krishna. Krishna standing in front of Arjuna, who is son of Kunti, in the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Both parties are there. And Ratam Stape Achyutaha. So in between there at the climax, the war is going to start. Krishna is standing and with his folded hands and he is trying to instruct Arjuna. So Idam Shariram, he's saying this body, O son of Kunti, is called as Kshetra. Like this is field. Like the farmer has a field. So you are a farmer and this is your field. And what farmer does in a field? He grows different crops, grows different trees. He grows trees for fruits. He grows crops for crop grains so that he can sell and make money. Basically, he wants to enjoy. That is the whole concept. Etad yo vetti tan prahu. One who understands this, kshetragya iti tadvida. One who understands his body as a field is a knower of the field. So the third part of Bhagavad Gita is very technical. It is a Jnana section. It is something like Isha Upanishad. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Avashishyate Isha Vashamidam Sarvam Yat Kincham Jagatam Jagat Tena Taktena Bhunjitam Agadat Prashasiddhanam. Same words what are being used there in Isha Upanishad. Taddaija Taddaijati Tatture Tatvantika Taddantarasya Sarvasya Taddu Sarvasya Bhayataha Anejadekam Manso Javiyo. All those things, Tad means what? It's not male, not female. It's neuter gender. So similarly, most of the things which will be used, Sanskrit used here will be neuter gender. Again, all those things will be discussed. Basically, what Krishna is answering to Arjuna is, this body is a field. And one who knows his body is a knower of the field. It has not solved the answer. Kshetra, Kshetragya. If you translate as it is, Kshetra is body and Kshetragya is knower of the body. And who is the knower of the body? Soul. But along with the soul, there is another knower of the body. That will come in the third verse. Okay? I'll not go to word because already I have discussed about it in translating this. Someone can read? So what I expect from all of you is the way to learn Shastra is inquisitiveness. You should be curious, and you need to do this homework. We are going to start, at least homework is what is homework after the section. When you go to bed or whenever you have time in between, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, we are going to cover 4 to 5 shlokas, not more than that. So if you can daily brush these shlokas, once you brush, it will remain an asset for you. People are very eager to save money. They want to can purchase silver, gold, platinum, diamond, but that can be stolen by any highway thief. But this jewel of wisdom, if we can keep in our heart, our post can be taken from us, our position can be taken from us, our property can be taken from us, but this knowledge cannot be stolen from anyone. This knowledge is what is going to take us from this material world to spiritual world, not the impersonal knowledge, but the bhakti knowledge. Therefore, it's called as wisdom. Therefore, it's called as knowledge, jnanam. So, to the degree, irrespective of whatever you want to become, a grahastha, a brahmachari, or whatever it is, but just to remain devotee lifelong, we need knowledge. This knowledge is bhakti knowledge, because when what we hear, that is how our thoughts start munching on, and that is what inspires our choices, our actions, our culture, and our second nature. This is what we study in one-time programs, and that is happens with us daily. That is the reason Prabhupada told us to read in the morning Bhagavatam, evening Bhagavad Gita. And therefore, there is morning program, there is chanting, there is all those 64 principles of NOD which comes in the whole practice of a devotee. Okay, someone can read this. So my request to all of you is, after this reading, what we do, I may inspire for you 10-15%, but your endure is 80%. If you can put that, you can really understand this Bhagavad Gita third part forever. It's like forever in the sense, to some extent, and it's always upgradation. Every time you learn, every time you read, every time you share with somebody, every time you do some book reading circle with your some other devotees, you're going to understand it more and more. So that is what star mark, that conditions apply. I'm just here to give you some roadmap, but the other part, the whole discussion, if you want to learn it very nicely, you have to study it like you study the engineering 48 subjects in your college. Some devotee can read this translation.
Arjun said, "Oh my dear Krishna, I wish to know about Prakriti, nature, Purusha, the enjoyer, and the field, and the knower of the field, and of knowledge, and the object of knowledge." The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, "This body, O son of Kunti, is called the field, and one who knows this body is called the knower of the field."
Okay. So he wished to know what? Nature, enjoyer. This is two. Second is Kshetra, Kshetragya, the field and knower of field. The third is Jnanam and Geyam, object of the knowledge. So, and Krishna is replying, this body is a field, and one knows his body is called the knower of the field. Very simple. So let's see how Prabhupada starts the purport with. Generally, when I read purports, I divide points. It's nothing, just simple bifurcation of 1, 2, 3, 4. So that what concept Prabhupada is trying to speak becomes very clear. Initially, when I used to read Ishopanishad way back when I was in second year, when I used to read, I used to not understand where is head and tail. So what I started thinking was, okay, let's make sections and let's divide it. I don't know about the whole chapter. Sometimes the Bhagavatam or Bhagavad Gita, the verses are so long, purports are so big. And by the time we start the initial part of the purport, we don't know what is the end part of the purport. So just when we are present in that part of the purport, we can understand what is being discussed. The first part of purport, Prabhupada writes, it's a paragraph, but I have divided it according to the points. Somewhere I've kept the whole paragraph as it is, but only in the first paragraph I divided these two parts in yellow. That is also the first and two are same paragraphs. Again, third, fourth are different paragraphs. So Prabhupada begins with inquisitiveness of Arjuna. If you see in Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, all the sadhakas, especially where Arjuna is also playing the role of a sadhaka, Parikshit Maharaj is playing a role of sadhaka. Anywhere where the discussion is going on, where someone is speaking someone to someone, the repeating theme in Bhagavatam, where Prithu Maharaj is sitting and is being inquisitive to Kumaras, Maitreya Rishi is narrating is asking this question from Vidura. Vidura is asking this. Vidura is inquiring it from Maitreya's discussion between Maitreya and Vidura, because they saw Lord Krishna at the end. So all this discussion, if you see in the whole Bhagavatam, there is an inquirer and there is a speaker. The speaker might be knowledgeable, but the inquirer, the hearer, his role is a very important role. To the degree he is hungry, like we have so much of ISKCON is called as a kitchen religion, and our devotees end up eating so much of prasad, 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 prasad. By 30, 40, they become their whole health is at task. So we can be inquisitive of prasad, we can be inquisitive of basic bodily needs, but the most inquisitiveness we should have, which starts in Bhagavatam, is Shotevadi Rajendran Nrinam Santi Sarvasaha Apashyatam Atmatattvam Graheshu Graha Medina. People are inquisitive about the body, people are inquisitive about how to enjoy the body, but Apashyatam Atmatattvam. But those inquiries are bereft of Atmatattva. And therefore, the inquiries about Atma Tattva is the most valid one. So here, when Arjuna is inquiring about Atma Tattva. What is that? Prakriti, Purusha, Kshetra, Kshetragya, Jnanam, and Keyam. So Prabhupada speaks how a student or a hearer or a disciple should be having this quality of inquisitiveness. And if you are always, whether you spend 5 years, whether you're initiated, whether you're second initiated, whether you're brahmacharis, whether you're grasthas, we have 2 children, whether we have become grandparents, till the time we are in this world, we should be in this mode of learning mode, inquisitive. That will can nourish our bhakti like anything. There is never a moment that we tell, okay, I'm done. I've read all Bhagavad Gita, I've read whole Bhagavatam, I've finished Bhakti Shastri, I've finished Bhaktivedanta, I've finished Bhakti Sarvabhaum. That means there is no question of learning, because Lord is ever expanding and he is all attractive, and his knowledge is Anandam Buddhi Vardhanam. Similarly, devotees should be also be in the mood of always expanding their learning attitude. The more they spend years in Krishna consciousness, they should be in a more of a learning mood. In the sense that to the degree we read, we hear, and we absorb it, to that degree when we share, we can inspire that learning attitude among the hearers. Okay, so what is the second point here? The second point here is Prabhupada's writing. When we inquired about all this, Krishna said that this body is called the field, and that one who knows this body is called the knower of the field. This is very clear. This body is the field of activity for the conditioned soul. Again, see this point. For whom this body is a field. You see Prabhupada's usage of words step by step. It is not just random. Prabhupada, most of the time when disciples asked him, Prabhupada told, Krishna has written all these purports. So somebody told Krishna has inspired you. Basically, Prabhupada was sent by Lord Krishna to create Tadva Visargo Janataga Viplava Yashmin Padishlokam Abhiddapitkim Namani Ananta Namani. It's basically to bring the revolution. So therefore, anybody can read this book with honesty, with sincerity. It can bring a revolution, a transformation in his life. What is a revolution? A revolution to stand against material enjoyment, which we generally technically call as Maya. And it can be absorbed in Krishna. So, Prabhupada is writing, the body is a field of activity, not for a liberated soul, for a conditioned soul. Because conditioned soul, like when there is a farmer, Kisan, he has a kheti, 5 acre, or biga, or whatever it is. And what he does is, in summer he has some crops. He may put some cashew nut or mango. In winter he may have chiku, fruits. In spring he may have apple or something like that, based on that seasons, based on different places. Or he may have crops, paddy in this rainy season, then after sugar cane. Basically, he keeps on upgrading the soil, keeps on putting the manure, organic or whatever fertilizer, that is up to him. And he keeps on putting the seeds inside. And he sows the seeds and the seeds fluctuate. But that whole planning is going on in his mind. Like we plan for preaching. Similarly, when the farmers, they well ahead. Now April is there. Okay, we have to till the crop is over now. Before next crop comes, before the rain comes, pre-monsoon comes, you have to till, you have to clean. 2, 3 levels of plowing is there. and then they remove all the rocks, they remove all the previous crops, they completely put the plow inside, almost 2-3 feet inside the ground, that some other weeds are there, to remove all those things. It becomes crystal clear. Then they cultivate. Then they sow the paddy in the month of May or June. Harvesting happens. Well, basically, the plowing happens. So what why this example of field is given? Because whatever the farmer sow, you might have heard this saying, as you sow, so shall you reap. So Baldevidya Bhushan and Chakravarti Path, both of them give the analogy. This body is like a field, and the soul is like a farmer. And the tree is a repeating tree of birth and death of samsara. And the tree produces different fruits. Mango, and every time in May, mango comes. So mango seeds are there. And they again fall and again create fresh fruit, fresh trees. And it keeps on going on like MNC company, multi-level marketing, MLM. One mango tree gives 100 fruits, and they put that into different places, and that produces 100 trees, and again 100 fruits. That is ever expanding. There is Anandam Buddhivardhanam. Similarly, samsara is also not Anandam, Dukkham Buddhivardhanam. It's a miserable expansion of existence of the material world for the Jivatma. So therefore, this analogy of field is given. Okay? Therefore, the word what is used? The conditioned soul. The forward body is a field of activity for the conditioned soul. The conditioned soul is entrapped in the material existence. Liberated soul is not entrapped. What is the difference between conditioned soul and the liberated soul? Second chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Sthitadhira Muni. How he sits, how he eats, how he walks. If you have read that section. He may be of this world, but he's like a lotus, water kept on the lotus petal, lotus leaf. He's not attached. The whole thing is the whole underlying crux of the conditioned soul is, Prabhupada writes here in the highlighted yellow, the conditioned soul is entrapped in the material existence and he attempts to lord it over the material nature. What is his business? He wants to lord over the material nature. What is the meaning of lording over material nature? Again, Prabhupada makes it very clear. Someone can read the thing highlighted in yellow from there. Somebody else who has not yet read. Abhijit Pro, can you read? Yeah.
Yes. And so, according to his capacity to dominate material nature, he gets a field of activity.
Yeah.
That
According to the capacity to dominate. What is the meaning of capacity to dominate? Everybody wants to become PM, but not everyone can become PM. Everybody wants to become CM, not everybody can become CM. Capacity to dominate means based on the previous prarabdha karma. He has done some activity, and then because when he gets his life, he is able to exercise some power. The power dynamics is based on his karma, not independent of karma. That is the capacity. You want 1 BHK, you need to have 10,000 rupees. You want 2 BHK, you have to have 20,000 rupees. But for that, you have to have that salary. For that, you have to have package. And where it is coming from? Again, whatever you have done in the past life, based on that, we get this birth, we get the intelligence, we get a particular job, based again our endeavor. What we are destined, what we desire and deserve, both. Yes. Yes, Pro, please read. That field of activity.
That field of activity is the body. And what is the body? The body is made up of senses. The condition.
This is underlying crux. What is body? Made of senses. Read, Prabhu.
The conditioned soul wants to enjoy sense gratification, and according to his capacity to enjoy sense gratification, he is offered a body or a field of activity.
Yes. So based on his capacity to enjoy sense gratification. So to enjoy sense gratification, somebody may do karma kanda. Somebody may do a lot of yogic tapasya. Like Indra becomes very alarmed as soon as somebody is doing tapasya, he thinks that somebody wants to become the Indra. So basically, people know, if they're coming from a cultural background, they know if you want to enjoy, also we need to do tapasya. Even asuras, if you see in Satyuga, Treta Yuga and other things, like Mahavatar Narasimha, they're doing tapasya for enjoying, they know. So basically, the capacity comes from the tapasya, tapobalam. So we can do tapasya for sense gratification, or we can do tapasya even for bhakti. So tapasya can give us both, but the consciousness matters for what we want to do tapasya. Yes, Pro, please read. Therefore,
the body is called kshetra, or the field of activity for conditioned soul. Now the person who should not identify himself with the body is called Kshetragya, the knower of the field.
Basically, he should not identify with it. Prabhupada is saying he should not identify with it. Identifying thinking means what? Body and I are same. He is knower of a body, but he is not the body. Therefore, Shling should not identify with it. If somebody else can read the third part, I think this first part, second part is very clear, na? That body capacity to lord it over, that is capacity to enjoy sense gratification, and one should not identify with it. This becomes very clear. Yes. Third part.
It
What
is not.
Prabhupada is explaining is we are different from the body because he has used the word. He should not identify with the body. So therefore, somebody may ask why you should not identify the body. So therefore, Prabhupada gives a justification for it, or not justification. He gives a pramana for it. Why one should not identify the body? Are we body? We are not body. For that, Prabhupada gives a logic. Yes. Yes, Prabhu, please continue. I think
It is
somebody,
not very.
Karun Prabhu, you already read, na? So I will.
Okay.
We will give somebody else. I want others also to be engaged. Yes. Rishik Shulanki Prabhu, please read if you are comfortable.
It is not very difficult to understand the difference between the field and its knower. Any person can consider that from childhood to old age he undergoes so many changes of body, and yet he is still one person remaining. Thus, there is difference between knower of the field of activities and actual field of activities. A living conditioned soul can thus understand that he is different from the body. It is described in the beginning, Dehinosmin, that the living entity is within the body and that the body is changing from childhood to boyhood and from boyhood to youth and from youth to old age. And the person who owns the body knows that the body is changing.
Okay. So therefore, from here, na, Prabhupada using a logic. It is not very difficult. What is the logic? Dehinosmin etayati logic. The body is changing, but we are same. Person can become old and they'll keep on seeing their body photo, husband, wife. But they're thinking that, but soul has not become old. Soul is ever fresh. That is the whole issue. Therefore, that is what logic Prabhupada is using that. Prabhupada was in the Jagannath Puri in the beach, and all his Western disciples, he had brought Achyutanand Prabhu and others, 2, 3 people. And then they're all taking bath. And Prabhupada went inside and he took a 2, 3 dip and he came outside and he was observing from the banks how his Western disciples are going inside, swimming inside. And then when they came outside, he recollected, oh, 50 years back when I came here as a pastor of Scottish Church after my graduation, I was so hale and healthy. My body was so hale and healthy and I was diving like all of you. But now after 50 years down the line, I'm 75, 80 years old. But still, the memory is so fresh. I have the same enthusiasm to go inside. But just because the body is old, I can't do it. So that means the soul doesn't become old. The body becomes old, but soul never becomes old. That soul is unchanging. That is the concept Prabhupada is trying to write here. Person who owns the body knows that the body is changing. Yes, Prabhu, please continue.
The owner is distinctly Kshetragyan. Sometimes we think I am happy, I am a man, I am a woman, I am a dog, I am a cat. These are the body designation of the knower. But the knower is different from the body. Although we may use many articles, our clothes, etc., we know that we are different from the things used up. Similarly, we also understand by little contemplation that we are different from the body. I or you or anyone else who owns the body is called Kshetragya, the owner of the field of activity, and the body is called Kshetra, the field of activity itself.
Yeah, what Prabhupada is trying to speak here is something what is known in nowadays term as self-awareness. What is most of people are speaking about self-awareness. They may not want to go back to body, but just to be being in the moment, present, to become a good employee, to become a good son, to become a good husband or a wife. They want to maintain a relationship. They want to be aware of their emotions. They want to become aware of their thoughts. They want to become aware of all these things. The same thing when Prabhupada went. What is this? They are using the part of jnana. They're observing what is happening time to time, every second, every day. They're journaling. All these things is coming in this section of jnana. And why they want to do it? Because they want to be being in the moment. Same thing when Prabhupada went to a school when he was in US. All small children, I think grade 4, grade 5, grade 6, a primary school. And there Prabhupada had to give a class on soul and body concept. And Prabhupada asked, who is the most intelligent person in your class? One small boy, fifth grade boy with spectacle. He raised his hand. I have got first rank. And he called him friend, come ahead. So I asked him, so my dear boy, so whose spectacles are these? I don't mind. Whose trousers are this mine? Whose shoes are this mine? Whose hand is this mine? Whose leg is this mine? Whose body is this mine? So for all previous things, Prabhupada told, spectacle is different from you. The trouser is different from you. The shoe is different from you. The leg and hand is different from you. Therefore, call it mine. But the mind, you are using the grammar as mine for the body also. That means the body is different from me. So who are you? That means we are different. This was a simple thing Prabhupada just spoke in that class and told we are not this body, we are spirit souls. Generally, we will quote in device session as intuitive understanding. The 5 symptoms for the soul, consciousness, near birth, near death to outer body experiences, intuitive understanding, reincarnation. These are the 4 proofs we use now. This is coming intuitive understanding. Basically, intuitive understanding comes somewhere in the section of jnana. So that is what Prabhupada is asking, he telling here. Sometimes we may think I'm happy, I'm man. All these things are happening in a mental platform. It's all happening in a thoughtful platform. And therefore, we have to become aware of this. And that is how the section of jnana helps us to become, like when we are very enthusiastic, like some of the devotees went for initiation now. See, they're so happy, they're so excited. But again, after 1 month, 2 month, 3 month, again, okay, everything becomes flat. Initially, when you come to Krishna consciousness, we become so excited. Oh, Krishna is Supreme Person of Godhead. I have to go back to Godhead. I have to chant 16 rounds. And after second year, third year, okay, same old story. Fine. I have to get up in the morning. I have to sleep. Again, the whole thing becomes normal. Because if you're not curious on the day-to-day level, if you're not aware, therefore you have to bring this awareness. Therefore, you have to do this affirmation before you do chanting, reading, hearing. Every day, we have heard about affirmation by Mahatma Prabhupada, right? He has written Japa affirmations. So similarly, this is awareness one has to cultivate. This really helps one to be present in the moment and flush out all the negativity of thoughts. So I or you or anyone else who owns the body is called Kshetragya, the knower of the field of activities, and the body is called the Kshetra, the field of activities. So Prabhupada uses this logic very clearly to tell second point, how we are different from the body. So 2 points we have been discussed till now. What is that? Kshetra, Kshetragya, and how Kshetra is different from Kshetragya. The third point. Prabhupada brings up from the commentary of Bhaktivedanta Bhushan and Chakravartipad. Both of them in their commentary, because Prabhupada is taking it from Bhaktivedanta Bhushan, they mention the division of the whole Bhagavad Gita. Yes, somebody else can read this? Who has not read? Darshan Prabhu, can you read? Yes.
First 6 chapters of Bhagavad Gita. The knower of the body, the living entity.
I think your sound is less.
In the first 6 chapters of Bhagavad Gita.
Sound is less, no? I think you are using earphone. I think somebody else. No issue. Somebody. Yes, Prabhu. Karan Prabhu, quickly read because we are falling short of time.
In the first 6 chapters of Bhagavad Gita, the knower of the body, the living entity, and the position by which he can understand the Supreme Lord are described. In the middle 6 chapters of Bhagavad Gita, the Supreme Personality of Godhead and the relationship between individual soul and the super soul in regard to devotional service are described. The superior position of Supreme Personality of Godhead and the subordinate position of the individual soul are definitely defined in these chapters. The living entity are subordinate under all circumstances, but in their forgetfulness they are suffering. When enlightened by pious activities, they approach the Supreme Lord in different capacities, as the distressed, those in want of money, the inquisitive, and those in search of knowledge. That is also described. Now, starting with the 13th chapter, how the living entity comes in contact with material nature and how is it delivered by the Supreme Lord through the different methods of fruitive activities, cultivation of knowledge, and the discharge of devotional service are explained. Although living entity is completely different from the material body, he somehow becomes related. This is also explained.
Yes, basically Prabhupada speaks about the 3, Karma, Jnana and Bhakti. And this is very clear to all of you. So one thing which Chakravartipad mentions about Very important point of Bhakti, glorification Bhakti. I just highlighted here. This is Chakravarti Pad's commentary. Yes. Read, Prabhu. Let me off this highlighted part, only highlighted part.
Let me offer my respects to the Lord's Bhakti, which by its mercy resides within Jnana, and other process to a small degree in order to bring about success in those processes.
Yes. So even if Jnana has to give you success, Bhakti mercifully is present in Jnana. By the blessing of Bhakti only, that Jnana can give us success. Bhakti is present, by its mercy, it is present in karma, and that only can give us success. So this is the glory of Bhakti. So Jnana on its cannot give us success. Becoming self-aware, like most of people, modern day man is self-aware, but he's not going to go back to Godhead. He may get some quick fix solution right now in the present world, but one has to practice bhakti for going back to Godhead. So this is the theme which Chakravarti mentions here. Okay, one more analogy. They both of them explain, Bhaktivedanta Bhushan and Chakravarti Pad. This is the analogy. Yes, someone can read. I spoke of the farmer, na? They quote from 11th canto Bhagavatam, 12th chapter, 23rd verse. Yes, you can read this.
Like one
Like
who
one
Oh, somebody was reading. Yes, Sandeep Prabhu, read. Sandeepan. Yeah.
Like one who plows the field, he is the knower of the field and is the enjoyer of the fruit. The
Like a
Lord says,
farmer. Yes, the Lord says, Adanti chaikam phalam nasya grudra grame chare ekam aranyavasah hamsa ekam bahurupam ijjer maya mayam veda saveda vedam. So this is not in a purport, it is a commentary of Chakravarti Pad. So you may not be having this. Yes.
those lusty after material enjoyment and dedicated to family life enjoy one of the tree's fruits, and swan-like men in the renounced order of life enjoy the other fruit. One who, with the help of the bona fide spiritual masters, can understand this tree to be a manifestation of the potency of the one supreme truth, appearing in many forms, actually knows the meaning of the Vedic literature. Srimad
So don't take this lusty means basically one who wants to enjoy sense gratification. That might be anything. So lust here, don't take it only lust for woman. It can be money, it can be position, it can be power, everything is part of lust. So what is the meaning of this? Somebody else can read. Ishwar Prabhu, please read.
The meaning of this verse from Bhagavatam is as follows. Grida, Gardharaha means those who desire. This word also means vulture. Those who have desire and who move in society, the conditioned jivas, eat one fruit of the tree called distress. Because the tree has the ability to generate distress, even with its ripened fruits of Swarga. The swans which live in the forest, the liberated jivas, eat another fruit called happiness, because the tree has ability to generate happiness in the form of liberation. Thus, the one tree of samsara has many forms, since it has the capacity to let one attain health, swarga, and liberation. It is called Maya Mayam, made of Maya, because it is generated from the Lord's Maya Shakti. He who knows this tree with the help of the worshipable gurus knows the Vedas. Tadvida in the Gita verse refers to persons who know the field and the knower of the field.
Basically, Tadvidi Pranipatani comes in Bhagavata, na? About the Guru. So he is aware of the field and he knows the field and the knower of the field both. He has practiced it. So that is the qualification for a Guru. So basically here, there are two kind of living entities. One wants to enjoy, he will create fruits, but that is fruit of repeated birth and death. Another fruit, that is Swarga also, they will repeated birth and death. But the another fruit is the fruit of liberation, where one gets mukti. But the devotees, they don't want Swarga also, they don't want liberation also. They want to serve Krishna and go back to Godhead. Sarupya salupya sarishti sarupakyetum apita diyamanam na grananti binayat sevanam jana. We don't want mukti, but we want service. That is what Kapila Dev is telling to his mother Devhuti. So here we end this discussion of the first two verses. So why I took it in detail? Because Once it is discussed in detail, then foundation should be very strong. Then we can go ahead. We have, I think, around 9 minutes. We'll try to see how much we can cover from the remaining part. The second such verse is very, very easy. Now onwards, it's very easy. And don't think that our discussion will go like this. Only the 13 chapters is little technical. Therefore, I'm spending much time. Otherwise, once we complete the 13 chapter, the other 14, 15, 16, 17 chapter are like very, very swift. We'll complete in time. क्षेत्रज्ञं चापि मां विद्धि सर्वक्षेत्रेषु भारत क्षेत्रज्ञा क्षेत्रज्ञो ज्ञानं यत्तज्ज्ञानं मतं मम. So translation, what is क्षेत्रज्ञं चापि मां विद्धि? Krishna is telling क्षेत्रज्ञं, who am I? Understand me also. Cha api, you are Kshetragya. Living entity is a Kshetragya. But I am also one of the Kshetragya as super soul. Mam Vidhi, Sarva Kshetreshu Bharata. Not just one body. You want to be Kshetragya of your body, but I am a Kshetragya of all the bodies. Sarva Kshetreshu Bharata. Kshetra Kshetragnyor Jnanam. One understands Kshetra and Kshetragnyor. One understands the body and the knower of the body. Soul and super soul is actually having knowledge. Yat Jnanam Matam Mama. This is what I conclude to be knowledge. What you heard in the Sankalpa camp, we hear this, right? Matter, spirit, on controller of both. That section which is there in Can Faith Be Reasonable? The second section. Who is true MSC? Who knows matter, who knows spirit, and who knows controller of both. Same, this comes in this purport. Okay, someone can read the translation quickly.
Bharata, you should understand that I am also knower in all bodies, and to understand this body, its knower is called knowledge. That is my opinion.
Yeah. To understand that I am also the knower in all the bodies, and to understand his body and its knower is called knowledge. That is my opinion. So there are two knowers in the body. Who is that? Soul and super soul. And the body. And soul and super soul are not same. They're different. Therefore, Prabhupada starts the discussion 3 points with 3 difference between the soul and super soul. Somebody can read the first part? Yes, Prabhu, read the first section.
While discussing the subject of the body and the knower of the body, the soul and the super soul, we shall find 3 different topics of the study: the Lord, the living entity, and the matter. In every field of activities, in every body, there are 2 souls, the individual soul and the super soul. Because the super soul in the plenary expansion of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna says, I am also the knower, but I am not the individual knower of the body. I am the super knower. I am present in everybody as a Paramatma or the super soul.
Yes.
One who studies the subject matter of the field of activity and the knower of the field very minutely in terms of this Bhagavad Gita can attain to knowledge.
That means you have to become very curious. This should be everyday work, not just one day. Then one can attain knowledge. Because otherwise Maya will just sweep us. So first part is Lord is super knower. That is the difference. Second, what Prabhupada writes here. Somebody else can read the second point quickly.
The Lord says, I am the knower of the field of activities in every individual body. The individual may be knower of his own body, but he is not in knowledge of other bodies. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is present as the Super Soul in all bodies, knows everything about all bodies. He knows all the different bodies of all the various species of life. A citizen may know everything about his patch of land, but the king knows not only his palace but all the properties possessed by the individual citizen. Similarly, one may be the proprietor of the body individually, but the Supreme Lord is the proprietor of all bodies. The king is the original proprietor of the kingdom, and the citizen is the secondary proprietor.
Yes, the second difference is because Lord is all knower, is also the proprietor, is a supreme proprietor. But the Jivatma is a secondary proprietor. This is from the rekindling wisdom. Wisdom means what? Jnana. What is Jnana? To know that Lord is the proprietor, Lord is the controller, and Lord is the enjoyer. So now proprietor has come. Lord is super knower, that means he's the enjoyer, that has come. What is remaining? Lord is the controller. So next third part is Lord is controller. Yes, someone can read quickly. Abhijit Prabhu, lead.
The body consists of the senses. The Supreme Lord is Rishikesh, which means the controller of the senses. He is the original controller of the senses, just as the king is the original controller of all the activities of the state. The citizen are secondary controllers. The Lord says, I am also the knower. This means that he is the super knower. The individual soul knows only his particular body.
Yeah, the three parts. First is Lord is super knower, individual soul is normal knower. He's the supreme controller. He's the original controller. Lord is third part, and Jivatma is secondary controller, and the supreme Lord is supreme real proprietor, primary proprietor, and the Jivatma is secondary proprietor. These are three differences between the Jivatma. So again, Prabhupada quotes is Kshetrajna hi sharirani bijam chapi subhashubhe tani vetti sa yogatma tat kshetrajna uchyate. Yes. So this body is called Kshetra, and within it dwells the owner of the body and the Supreme Lord, who knows both the body and the owner of the body. Therefore, he is called the knower of the spirit. So this part of fourth part, Nath, we'll not touch it today. When is the next session? Tomorrow?
Yes, Prabhuji, tomorrow.
Okay, tomorrow we'll continue from here. So whatever we discussed till now, half part, this half part is very vital. I'll not touch it. It is going to come about refutation of Mayavad and other things. So that I'll touch tomorrow, fresh. So we have 3 minutes. Somebody has any comments, questions, they want to share something, we can ask. Otherwise, we'll end. Yes, Rohit Poo.
Prabhuji, in the Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur commentary, it was written that Bhakti by the mercy of Lord which resides in Jnana. So, how to understand that Bhakti is residing in the Jnana? Like Bhakti is consisting of all the other aspects. Huh?
Oh no, Bhakti is not residing in Jnana, he's telling. But basically, Bhakti Mata is so merciful that only when Bhakti is added to Jnana, Jnana can give us success. The statement was like Jnanis are also there. There are so many Jnanis, but they are not devotees. But for them to get success also, some element of bhakti has to be added. Then only they'll get success. Like so many Jnanis are there who want to meditate on the super soul. They see Lord Vishnu. And then when they get success, they want to remove him aside. That kind of Muni is also there. It's called as immature Muni or immature Yogi. So even if anybody wants success, whether karma wants to give success, jnana wants to give success, anything wants to give success, Bhakti Mata has to bless them. Then only they can get success. Independently of Bhakti, none of the yoga path can give success. That is the meaning of that. Okay.
Yeah, understood. Yes.
Anything else? 1 minute left. So my yes, Alkesh.
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji. So there are two fruits, we talked about. It's the distress and the happiness. So the devotee is not interested in both type of fruits. Means he is just interested in serving Krishna. Right, Prabhuji?
Yes. Basically, the devotee wants to serve devotee. He wants to please Guru. And Guru wants to please Krishna. And therefore he wants to please Hari, Guru and Vaishnavas. That doesn't mean that he doesn't want to earn money, he doesn't want to... No, he does all those things, but as a means of sustenance. That doesn't mean that we should not work. That doesn't mean we should not take care of body. That doesn't mean that we should not enjoy sense gratification for that. Like when we get married, we produce children, that it doesn't mean that we should not do all those things. That means very simple. Whatever according to psychophysical nature, you can accept it. One understand it is Krishna, because the whole material world is coming from Krishna. So the third section of Bhagavata speaks about seeing matter in terms of Krishna with the chakshu, to become aware of what it is. If you are not, even if you may take prasad and you are not aware and you are taking it like without knowing what it is, having so much of ghee, having so much of sugar, that prasad can also we can become succumb to overeating and oversleeping, and that can destroy our yoga. The regulation is important. Therefore, yuktahara viharasya yukta chitta sukarma. So that is what is told in the Bhagavad Gita. So regulation. So for regulation, we need this knowledge, and therefore devotee is not interested in overindulgence also, and devotee is not interested in over negligence also. This is a balance.
Yes, Prabhu.
Both are extreme. Okay, dear Prabhus. So thank you so much. So let's all resolve together that tomorrow will come on time, and we'll keep our videos on so that we can end on time. So I'm ending on time. And so we'll start also on time. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Upasit Gaur Bhaktivedanta ki jai. Any answer question, something like that, you can send to our Tejas crew in group. We'll answer it tomorrow.